Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, where today we're probably going to be doing our last 3 key quests that we've got here in this tier of the village. Because, yeah, there's only 3 and we were able to do 3 in the last episode, so why wouldn't we be able to do 3 this episode? I mean, one of them's Joe and another one's Shigaru, so I guess their health totals might change some things, but we'll just have to see. But first, we've actually got Bad Hair Day Brachydios to do. Because we're doing these key quests in the order in which they are presented. So let's go. My cats still have yet to paralyze a large monster. It's sad. I should change their weapons to something just better. So let's go find us a Bracky and then play with him because I love Bracky. He's great. Hey, look, it's a Bracky. Bracky is easily one of my favorite monsters in the series. His theme is great. His fight is fun. He's got unique moves not shared by any other monster in the series. He introduced Blast Blight. There's a lot to like about Bracky. I also am really a fan of the shade of blue he is. That's why we work the legs while he's not enraged. Because if he was enraged, he wouldn't have fallen over. Now he's mad, so we can't knock him over with hits to the legs. Ow. In fact, when he's enraged, the only thing that can really knock him over is either being flinched mid-jump or being successfully mounted. That's right, I don't have the biology skill on my cat, so if he gets blasted, he's just going to run around like an absolute fool until he explodes. Like, really, what even is the point of having blast be that debilitating to cats? It's worse than stun because it, A, takes them out of the action for even longer, and B, they take damage at the end of it. It's literally the worst status a cat can get. And I don't know who decided that it was okay for it to be that bad. Like, if it was just, okay, the cats will explode at the end, then sure, that would be fine. But it's the cats do nothing except run around in a panic until they explode at the end. I feel like they should have either made the panic not last as long or not exist. Like, if you need the panic, sure, keep it. Just make it shorter. There's no reason for it to both exist and be that long. Ow. So maybe it was pushback from 3 Ultimate, where if Cha-Cha or Kayamba got Blast Blight and decided to just hang out next to you, they could explode you. So maybe they were trying to prevent that happening again. But still, it seems a little overkill. Stay down there, Bracky. I'll come to you. Dang it, we're out of balance. Ow. Ow. Bracky, could you not punch me so much? Thanks. Ah, yes, the herb horn. That will keep me alive. And there's that cat running around like a fool again. And there goes a fist, which, if we just want to get all the break rewards, we only need to break 1 fist. Breaking the second fist doesn't actually gain you anything other than a sparkly if you haven't yet collected 3 from the Bracky. Like that. Oh, poor baby couldn't do his explode line. So I actually can't successfully parry his punches when he's enraged and has his fists slimed up, because I can either parry the punch itself, in which case the explosion coming right after is going to hit me, or I can not parry the punch in hopes of parrying the explosion, in which case, well, I'm taking the punch. Thank goodness he lands in the shock trap before he lands on me. And there's that for us. Which means we've got all the breaks. Oh well, he's getting away. Did I grab the sparkly or did I let it go away? Doesn't really matter either way. I don't need any high rank Bracky parts, but still. And already he's asleep. He did not waste any time. Too bad for him, he's gonna die. Not capturing him. I'm actually a little surprised he didn't die through that combo. There we go. Hopefully this Biohazard doesn't decide to paralyze me. I see it's keeping its distance. That is fine by me. And there we go. I actually get sad when I remember that there was a custom figure builder model thing, creator's model, that thing, for Bracky. And it looked really cool. And its MSRP was like $80. And one time I was at San Diego Comic-Con and I saw it for $50. And I didn't have the money for it that day. And the next day I went back to San Diego Comic-Con. It was not there anymore. So I missed out on getting something really cool for considerably cheaper than usual. And it makes me sad to this day, especially because now you can't find them for like less than 100. But it was a really cool model, and I want it. I just don't $100 want it. Alright, next up, we are getting us some Devil Joe food cake. I wonder if it tastes anything like just Devil's food cake. Okay, let's just search the attack ups. Hey, Ancient Squid Stew, that'll do. And I do have a Devil Joe item set, which is easy to pick apart from the others, because meats. Is there anything else I would want? I don't think so. Yeah, we're good. Off we go to play with a pickle. Who in this game is still so weak to poison as to be the only monster, I'm pretty sure, in the entire series that can be inflicted with the same status twice in one hunt from meat alone. Like, seriously, with just meats, you can poison him twice. And also, in this game, he is considerably more willing to just eat meat. Whereas, oh, this is not a big Joe. Whereas in Monster Hunter World, he's got to be, like, actually tired, and then he's got to actually decide, hey, you know what? I feel like having that meat this time. So if it's a Hyper Devil Joe, then he will never eat meat because his stamina will be infinite, so he'll never have cause to eat meat. So we'll just put that down in case he wants it, and he does. Devil Joe is very willing to eat meat in this game. So now we've got some poison on him. That'll be running some pretty solid damage for 30 seconds. The poison ticks out pretty fast, but it does high enough damage to be very worth it. And his tolerance is also low enough that if you bring a poison weapon, he's going to be taking lots and lots of poison damage. And honestly, it's better if the poison ticks out faster, because then you can apply another poison sooner. Like, the reason Kushala Daora isn't actually that weak to poison damage is because, sure, he takes 240 damage per poisoning, which is relatively high, but he takes it over 2 minutes, whereas Devil Joe takes like 300 over 30 seconds or something to that effect. Kind of saddens me that Devil Joe's chest isn't breakable in this game. That was a new break they added to Monster Hunter World. Of course, they took away his second face break. His face only breaks once in that game. Let's go ahead and plop that on down in case he feels hungry at some point in the near future. And there's face break number 1. Of course, you do gotta really pay attention to when he decides to go for a meat. Because as soon as he decides to go for it, that's the only check that meat will ever get. So, like, if he's starting to turn towards a meat and then gets interrupted and can't eat it, he will never again try to eat that meat. He will ignore it completely. Thanks for blowing or for slapping Joe awake, Blango. If you had blown up the bombs, it would have been better. But no, he just slapped the Joe right on the face. Freaking blangos. Another thing that I think makes Devil Joe a little bit more interesting than Rajang is the fact that most of Devil Joe's moves are designed in such a way that the appropriate way to dodge them is to dodge towards Joe, where he's big and intimidating, and when you first see him, chances are you're going to want to run rather than try and fight him, especially because he starts showing up, well, generally, at least in the first couple games he was in, he starts showing up as soon as you get to high rank, pretty much. Like, there's no tiers of quests during which, oh, you'll not find Joe here, you'll just get, like, royal loot drops and stuff invading. No, Devil Joe's like, hey, I'm just here on every quest now, I hope you're okay with that. And, like, Kurpeko would call in Devil Joe all the time, and he's big and intimidating and like nothing you've ever seen before. So you naturally want to run away from him, but most of his attacks are designed to punish players who run away. Like, we stood our ground there, and the worst we would have gotten was a tremor. But if we were running, he would have jumped right on us. And he's leaving. I'll go ahead and drop another treat for him in there. There you go, buddy. Tasty treat. All for you. And there goes his tail. So we've broken everything we can break. Thankfully, Joe doesn't have to be out of rage in order to eat a meat, as long as his stamina gets low enough. Like, if the game tells him he's hungry, then he's willing to eat the meat. Doesn't matter if he's enraged, tired, what. As long as the game says he's hungry. Also, you'll note that that poisoned meat is already vanished, which means we actually did at one point flinch him when he was trying to get it. See, he was a hungry boy. That's actually the easiest way to tell whether or not he tried to go for a meat, is if it vanishes way early. That means that it had decided to eat the meat, but it got interrupted, because pretty much from when it decides to eat the meat's despawn time is set as, like, whatever time it would have been when the Joe finished eating. But it never gets unset, so the meat is just gone early. And as you can see, he is indeed poisoned again. Poisoned twice from just meat. And then parried onto the floor. He's gonna limp. Yeah, we might as well bring this pickle home. He's got a lot of HP. He may not have much left, but the quest will end faster if we trap him. Sorry, bro, you're not Savage. You're not gonna hit me with that. If he was Savage Joe, then his breath would have significantly longer range, but Savage Joe, he ain't. Come on, buddy. And there we go. We have us a pickle, and the trap is gone. What is keeping the Joe in place? Why is the trap gone? And yeah, we have time to take down Shagmag after this. And once we kill Shagmag, then we'll be getting 5 more quests in order to do. They'll show up one by one. I don't think they're actually considered urgents, except for maybe the last one. But they are effectively urgent quests, which is why I didn't list them as key quests. And of course, there is no higher rank to unlock in the high rank village, though we will start getting some secretly actually G rank quests. But that's neither here nor there. So let's go play with a Shagmag. Get rid of this thing. I should have brought nullberries. At least we've got 2. Hopefully that'll be enough. It'll probably be more than enough, but we'll see. And look who started kind of behind us to the right instead of in front of us. So we just gotta smack this guy until we stop being all frenzied. Easier said than done, but not too difficultly done. Not if I make use of Valor dodging. Would that I could have parried that, but gotta be in Valor mode to parry things. And we have cleared our nastiness. So now we just have a crit buff, which is always welcome. Dang it. My weapon was put away. I didn't have time to properly parry it. Had my fingers on the buttons, and I think it might have actually taken the spirit for the attack, but no, because our weapon was still sheathed at the end, so they would have had no reason to take the spirit. Ow. Okay, I need to actually pay attention to my health. As much as this is high rank, it can still harm us. And there goes the second horn. Ow. Ow. Couldn't turn towards it in time. Knocked him over with a parry, managed to dodge away from the ground exploder. Things are going all right. At least right in that instance. Hey, broke his arms. Knocked him over again. Let's get this tail. There we go. There's one break left, and that's the wings. Dang it. He wasn't as fast as I expected him to be. And that attack was too many explosions for me to successfully parry. Turns out when it's more than just one, I can't parry them all. Not all at once, at least. And up he goes again, and we need to get rid of our frenzy again. Now, if we get a ride on him, that'll almost certainly get us the wing break, and also riding him forces him to drop sparklies, so it's just generally a good thing to do. Problem is, right now he's not hanging out beneath the ledge, and I don't really feel like leading him anywhere. I'd rather chase him. Okay, I guess we will get hit by that. I really like fighting Shigaru. It's a fun fight. Oh, that was a mount we just missed, because we took damage before we actually got on his back, and thus we got flinched away from it. I find it interesting that I can only parry a single explosion, but I can Valor dodge through as many that happen during the dodge animation. Well, we didn't get all the breaks, but we did get the Shagmag pretty well torn apart. Let's go ahead and carve this tail. What do you know? The tail was a tail. And what's the body made of? Alrighty. I really do like how it gets all nice and bright here once the shag is gone. Though it does make it a little weird when other quests put monsters here, because like it'll just be bright the whole time. And it feels kind of weird to fight things here when it's not dark. Hey, look, more nullberries. Apparently there was a gather spot for them somewhere. And with that, we've done all the key quests in the village. Oh, is it a Nakarkos? Oh. Okay, so it does put them as urgent quests. My clothes aren't funny. So yeah, we get urgent quests with all these. And I'm looking forward to them, but we're going to get started on them next time, because this episode has run its course. So join us next time when we get started on those, probably with Nakarkos, because we'll just do them in order, why not? See you then, friends.